Lock Nation, how are you? It is so good to see your beautiful faces. I am so appreciative of you. The last video I did, you guys just killed it on the viewership. And so I just got to give you a bit of a shout out. But, you know, someone in the comments talked with me. Well, they made the comment in one of my videos recently that, since I'm a photographer, they said like, well, V from BTS is also a photographer. He's very talented. You should check out some of his stuff. So when I responded to them, I said, I might do that as a video. So here we are. Now, when it comes to photography, it is not an overnight thing. A lot of people could tell you right off the bat that like it's not easy to really, understand what it's like to be a photographer or to, get the skill. Me personally, it took me years to understand the different, the aperture, the shutter speed, the depth of field, all that. It took me for a long time. But without further ado, let's look at some of the 21 minimalistic photos that V has taken. So here we go. All right. So let's see here. Just kind of want to read this first paragraph. It said, if you haven't heard about BTS by now, you probably will be living under a rock, which is true. At the moment, this 7-member group is probably one of the most influential bands in the world, which is also true. Earlier this year, BTS became the first K-pop act to hit #1 on Billboard Artist Chart 100 chart, and a few days ago, they won the MTV Award for the best band. And these guys are truly a talented bunch. Now, that's amazing. But let's look at. Okay, wow, that's actually really cool. Like, I want to know what his thought process was behind this photo. I've taken shots like this before, and it's really cool. There's one I did that I posted on Instagram a long time ago. I'll find it and I'll put a photo of it like right up there or something. And I thought it was really cool. I was very impressed with it, but this kind of blows my mind out of the water because when I took that shot, I was very novice. Very novice. All right. Next one. Okay, that's cool. Oh my gosh, that's even cooler because it's a tortoise. I mean, man, these are the kind of shots that, as a photographer, make me realize how much I love being a photographer and why I love being a photographer, because the depth of field is amazing. You have the subject like right here, and then you can still see everything in the background, but your main focal point is the turtle or the tortoise, whatever you want to call it. It's him or her. And that's so cool. That's such a cool shot. I'm impressed with that. Good job, D. Oh, black and white. I love black and white shots. I've done some black and white shots before, and that's really cool. It reminds me of here in the state of Utah, we have an area out in the western part of Utah called the Salt Flats, and that's what that reminds me of. I can get the words out of my mouth. That's really cool. That's really impressive. I like the sky. I like the fact that you have the tower right there in front, and then you have the mountains in the background. Like that's impressive. Okay, that's even cooler because again, it's black and white, and there's just something, if you do the black and white photos with a certain kind of concept, it can just turn out so well, and it can turn out so cool like this. And I'm very impressed with it. That is really cool. That's impressive. I'm wondering where he got that shot from, because you don't see very many places like that in the world nowadays. All right. Okay, that's cool. V apparently loves to do the black and white stuff. I like this because you got the ocean in the background, you got some clouds and everything, but then you have this person right here, which I assume is V. You can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but he's just looking out there, and it's so simple, but as it talks about, it's a minimalist photograph. This is impressive. Like, man, this guy is talented. Is there anything this guy cannot do? I mean, goodness. Okay. Lock Nation. If you know me, and if you've been on this channel for a little while now, I love to take photos of sunsets, which brings me to a good point. that we'll be talking about in a future video of something that's going to be coming back. But if you do know me, you know that I love taking sunset shots. Now that shot, this one right here, this is amazing because not only is it a sunset shot, but it's above the clouds. He must have been in a plane when he took this, unless he can fly like Superman or something. But it's really impressive. I love the texture of the clouds. I love how it's just, you can just see how well the colors are just brought out. Now this would take some major editing. Now granted, this isn't an easy shot to take, especially like even if you're in an airplane, because you're at such a high altitude and you have such a small window to take shots like this. That's impressive. That's really impressive. Oh my gosh, like this looks out of a scene like out of the Rocky Mountains here in Utah. Like I could see this being here in Utah, where, you know, if you know me, you know I like to hike. I like to go hike and do some outdoor photography, and I mean, this is impressive. Obviously I know this is not Utah. I get that, but it reminds me out of something that you see like up Cottonwood Canyon or up Ogden Canyon. This is really cool. Like I'm impressed with this. And I like what this person says. So desolate yet so beautiful. I am always looking for such places in the countryside where I can go, where I can let my dog go off leash and he can enjoy the nature without getting nasty stares and comment from pro leash guys. Now, look, that's amazing. Like I am impressed with that. Just the depth of field, the focal point, you know, the focal point is like right here, but I love the fact that like you can just see this railroad track that just goes on for miles. But then you also can see the silhouette of the mountains. You can see that there's sun popping through like right up here in the tree. This is a really impressive shot. Like I am genuinely amazed and shocked by this. Like I'm impressed. Good job. Oh, another black and white, and this one is really cool. I love this. I love this a lot. This is really cool. I enjoy this so much, and let me tell you why I enjoy this. Number one, it's black and white, and I'm a big fan of black and white photography. I've done it quite a bit in photo sessions. I got some dog fur on my face. Fed my dog earlier. But I also love the fact that, like, you know, this encompasses clouds, it encompasses the sun, or that could even be the moon. Can't really tell really, since it's black and white, but this is a really cool shot. I'm impressed. Like that's really impressive. Like, and I love the textures of it, and man, that's such a cool shot. I love it. All right, man, he really does like the black and white. Okay. that's impressive. You can definitely tell that he was, you know, having fun with this one, especially since he was laying this. I assume this is probably him right here laying down on the road. But I love the fact that it has those leading lines. You know, you have the road that just kind of leads off, but it doesn't just go straight. It kind of veers off, and that's really cool. But I think it's great that you can see that he was having fun with this. So that's really cool. I'm very impressed with that one. And then let's see here, number 10. Oh man, he really does like the black and white shots, but this is a really cool shot. Not only is it black and white, but it's like a good landscape shot because you got the clouds. You can tell that there's a storm coming in. But then right down here, you have this boat that's just sitting there, which is really cool. You know, these are the kind of shots that I could only dream of getting, because here in Utah, we don't really live close to the ocean. We have the Salt Lake, but you know, you can't really take a boat out there. I guess you could, but it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be the same. But that's really cool. Like I'm impressed with that. I guess I could probably do this maybe like Bear Lake or at like Lake Powell down in southern Utah. But that's really cool. I love the fact that like the boat just stands out. And I love these clouds right here because they stand out. The textures in them and the color in them. Man, this was a timed shot. You had to just, it's definitely one of those shots where you had to just be there in the moment to get the shot. And I've had those shots, those opportunities, and I'm grateful I had them. So that's really cool. Wow, man, is there anything this guy cannot do? Like, I mean, you can definitely tell he loves the beach and he loves the ocean, which is great if you have a beach or ocean near you. um, but I like this. I like the color schemes. I like the fact that you can see the different shades of color in the ocean. And it starts out with this like sandy tan look, and then it just starts slowly getting darker and darker and darker, and then you get right up here with the blue skies and the clouds. Like I've taken shots with clouds like this before. They're not as good, and you can go check those out on my Instagram page if you want. They're like really far down there. Now, keep in mind, I was very novice when I took those shots, but I was very proud of it at the same time. So let's continue on. Let's just talk about this. I love the fact that like it's so well taken, and I love the fact that you have this tree stump right here, and then it's kind of like a little perch or a ledge. This just feels soothing and calming and relaxing, in my opinion. Like, that's really cool. And then here's another one of V doing black and white, which is actually a really cool shot. When I see his face, though, I think of the Heath Ledger joke when he says, "Why so serious?" And but you can see that he's in the moment. When you're a photographer, you gotta be in the moment. If you're just there, just like, let me just get this, I just have a lot of things falling off my desk, and you're just like taking shots, if you're not feeling it, the photos probably are not gonna really turn out very well. But if you're in the moment like V is right here, they're gonna turn out pretty well. Like, you can see that he was really trying in this, and he probably wasn't just like one shot. He probably didn't just get like one shot and say, "Okay, that's good." He probably got multiple shots when he did this. And again, he was by the ocean, but I love the fact that he's the focal point, but you can still see the ocean and the clouds in the back. That's really cool. Okay, so this is from Vegas. I've been to Vegas. I had family that lived out in Vegas, and that's a pretty cool shot. Like, I mean, it's a little dark, but I'm still impressed because it is black and white, and you can definitely tell this was taken at night. But that's pretty cool. Like, I mean, just you can see the textures of the building. You can see so much. There's so much going on in this. But I love the fact that right there in the middle is the focal point, the Las Vegas Boulevard 3500. That's really cool. That's really cool. Man, another sunset shot. V, you're killing me with these. I'm a big fan of sunset shots. Now, what I like most about this is, like, you can see that there's some ground right here. This is actually, to be honest with you, this looks like a sunrise shot. That's one thing I have yet to do. So maybe in the future I'll do some sunrise shots. But you can see, I love the fact you can see in the ground. You know this is probably the ocean right here. That's really dark, but then you can just see that the sun's starting to come up, and it's impressive. I've seen some sunrises, and I can tell you right now, this is amazing. Like, I'm very impressed with this. Like, this is one of those pictures that you would want to like print out and like display in your home. To me, that's how good it is. Black and white clouds. This is another good example of a good landscape shot. That's really good. I love the fact that you have this little hut right here, this little house. But I love, the thing I think I love the most about this are these clouds right here, the ones that are just really lit up. Because as a landscape photographer, there's so much that you got to take into account. You got to make sure the clouds are right. And if you don't get the clouds just right, then you have to crop in and like Photoshop in clouds from like another photo. And it's possible and it's very doable. I've done it with one of my landscape shots. But it's better, to be honest with you, it's better just to make sure the lighting and everything is just right when it's that shot. So very well taken. This is a very well taken shot, and so I'm very impressed with it. All right. And so this one, you can definitely tell he was in a restaurant when he took this. This is pretty cool because you can see that, you have the waiter or the cook that's in the back. They're just, either getting their food or they're back there doing something with food, obviously, because it's a restaurant. It's been a long day. Trust me, it's been a long few weeks. The thing I love about this, he captured the true essence of what it's like to be a restaurant employee. Like, I've worked in fast food. I can tell you right now, working in food in general is not fun. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but having worked in the food industry, I'm very much more patient and polite with employees who do that for a living, because like I've been there. Like I've had people yell at me over things that were out of my control. But this is really cool. I love the silhouette of you have the silhouette of the doors. I love the lighting in this. I love the fact that you have the American flags right here. It looks like he was probably in Texas when he took this, because this says Cowboys. This is really cool. Like, I'm impressed. Way to go. And then this one is, oh my gosh, like I really like this, because this is one shot that I've always enjoyed getting, is like when you get the shots where the light is beaming down from the sky, like through the clouds. Man, this is such a cool shot. And you can tell that the you took the photograph of that they're in love. And that just shows that, love can stand the test of time. This is really it just shows how peaceful life can be with a significant other, like a husband or a wife. And, I love just the fact that, you have all this, but the couple is the main focal point. You can still see the building in the background. And I love the fact that the light is shining down on the couple, but I just love how peaceful this photograph is bringing to how much peace it's bringing to me, is what I'm trying to say. And I also love the fact that there's a bird right here that's flying, which is very impressive to me. That's really cool. Man, V is very talented. Oh, shadow photos. I've never done this before. This is something that I might even try to do on this channel. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to try to do this. But this is really cool, because you see the silhouette. It looks like it's a mom and her daughter. They're out for having some fun or something, or traveling. And that's really cool. Like, I'm impressed with that. That's really cool. Very well done. I love the textures of the brick, because you can still see the lines of the brick walkway. You can see that, that's the mom, and then that's the one to the right is the daughter. And that's really cool. I'm impressed. Wow. Okay, so here's that same scenario, except he's not holding up a mirror this time. He's just laying there. Now, this is pretty bold, because here in Utah, I wouldn't dare do this on the streets here in Utah, because people are crazy with their driving. Maybe if it was like on a country road or something, maybe, just maybe. We have some areas that are like that. So, but I love the fact that, again, it has those leading lines that they don't just go straight. They veer off to the right. And it's so impressive to me. I love the fact that you can still see the clouds, you can see the textures of the trees, and all the other bushes and trees and such. And I love the fact that you can see the texture, like right here along the pathway, next to the grass and trees. You can see the texture of the dirt. This is a really well done shot. Like, and this probably, like I said before, he probably didn't just do one shot and say, "Okay, we're good, let's go." He probably had to be there for a little while doing this. And okay, so this photo right here reminds me of something you'd see in like an old 1930s movie. People, it's like, when someone does like a flashback, like, back when I was 23, it was the night I met your wife. It was the night I met your mom. And it kind of flashes back to the black and white. You can hear the 1930s, 1920s music going on. And this is what I picture. You see this kind of black and white kind of essence, and it's really cool. Like, I'm impressed with this. This is really cool. Let's see here. Okay, some more clouds in the sky. That's really cool. What can I say about this? I like this. That was a pretty close on concept, if I can get the words out of my mouth. But again, this is a minimal photograph. It's not like he's getting paid to do this. But I would like to know the story behind this photograph, because honestly, like, I would like to know like why he chose this photograph, what drove him to take this photograph, and if there's maybe some others in the same area that he could put out. And so, wow, let's be honest here, guys. Is there anything that group cannot do? I mean, as a photographer, you know that I've reacted to a lot of their photography, but I've also reacted to, as a videographer, to a lot of their videos. Man, it makes me feel like I am average. But honestly, guys, if you got value out of this, make sure you stick around, because honestly, this is just the beginning. Like, I went from having tunnel vision with photography, like, to just having my eyes just wide open with this. Now, if you got value out of this, make sure you check out the video like right here, where I do a reaction to part 2 of a photo story with my best friend Keel Deer, and I will see you in the next video.